Good morning, everyone. My name is Tammy Sattler-Jones, and I am the Assistant City Administrator, and I'd like to call to order the License and Variance Board meeting for Wednesday, August 13th at 10 o'clock a.m. Board members present, to my left is Roy Akery, the Acting Fire Chief, and to his left is Scott Stokes, the Director of Public Works. Lisa Moore is our Deputy City Clerk, and she will be taking the official meeting minutes. First item on the agenda is a public hearing. Privilege license request LIC 2014-08, beer, wine, and liquor pouring, 3197 South Cobb Drive, Ruby Tuesday Incorporated, DBA Ruby Tuesday, with Spencer Edward Paul Peters as the agent. Is Mr. Peters here? Okay, can you step forward, please? And for the record, can you state your name?
Spencer Edward Paul Peters.
All right. And have you received a copy of the city's alcohol beverage ordinance?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you read it, and do you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you have completed the responsible alcohol sales class?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, good. And what steps do you have in place to prevent the sale of alcoholic beverages to underage persons in your particular establishment?
Well, right now we're making
Speaking to the mic.
Sorry. We're making sure that everybody is certified. Everybody's getting their liquor license through the city, and then we're hosting an alcohol classroom for every current employee that's there at the restaurant and for every new employee that's coming in.
Okay. All right. Any questions for the applicant?
Sir, have you ever been the registered agent before in this capacity?
I've been a general manager and an operating partner before. This is my first time in Georgia getting it. I was in South Carolina previously.
Okay. So will you actually physically work each day or your normal hours at this store, or do you oversee multiple stores?
I'm in the store. I'm the general manager at that particular location.
Okay. That's all.
How long have you been the general manager at this particular location?
At this particular location for a year.
Who was the previous license holder?
Makita Warner. She was the general manager at that store, and she got moved to a different location.
All right. And do you understand that the police department from time to time conducts undercover sting operations? And
yes, ma'am.
If anybody does sell to somebody underage, that they will be taken to jail immediately?
I've been visited by SLED before, I understand.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Does everyone currently have a permit in the?
Everybody that's been there with longer than 30 days currently has a permit, and I am working on the ones that do not right now. I actually have somebody coming into court today to make sure that they can get it, and she's a hostess. So.
All right. A background investigation was done by the Smyrna Police Department, and it revealed no information that would preclude issuance of this particular license. So with that said, this is a public hearing. If anyone else would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you step to the podium at this time. All right. Seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion we approve license number LIC 2014-08, beer, wine, liquor, and pouring, 3197 South Cobb Drive, Ruby Tuesday Incorporated, doing business as Ruby Tuesday, with Spencer Edward Paul Peters as the agent.
Second the motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve privilege license request LIC 2014-08, beer, wine, liquor, pouring, 3197 South Cobb Drive, Ruby Tuesday Incorporated, DBA Ruby Tuesday, with Spencer Edward Paul Peters as the agent. All in favor, please vote. All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is a public hearing. Variance request V14028, reduction of side setback from 20 feet to 16 feet, 0.7 acres, land lot 492, 2267 Dixon Avenue, Fairbanks Properties Incorporated. Is someone here from that organization? Okay, can you step to the podium, please? Good morning. For the record, can you state your name and tell us about your first variance request? Because I think we have 3 from you.
Yes, my name is Joel Powell, and we are doing a commercial development on this site. It was annexed into the city in May, and as part of the annexation, part of our request to annex it involved building a much larger structure on the site than would fit currently with current zoning. So that's why we're here today, to have the setbacks reduced for the placement of the structure.
All right. And the first one is the side setback for the building.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Any questions for the applicant? No? Okay. Well, we'll have comments from the staff, and we'll take one each individually.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The first request is a side setback reduction from 20 feet to 16 feet. The applicant's proposing to construct a 1,900 square foot office building and a 9,000 square foot auto body shop. The property owner and the business owner that's developing this site also owns the property adjacent to the north. With that being said, community development is supportive of the setback variance, and we recommend approval with just one stipulation, that the building be constructed according to the plans provided.
Any questions for the staff?
And Rusty, this first variance request for the side setback, would it be the east side of the property on the?
No, it's on the north.
So it's on the north side.
The western property line along Dixie Avenue is considered the front.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Okay. All right. Well, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion for this first variance.
Motion to approve variance request V14028, reduction of side setback from 20 to 16 feet on a 0.7 acre land lot 492 at 2267 Dixie Avenue for Fairbanks Property Services Incorporated.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V14028, reduction of side setback from 20 feet to 16 feet, 0.7 acres, land lot 492, 2267 Dixie Avenue, Fairbanks Properties Services Incorporated. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing variance request V14029, reduction of rear setback from 30 feet to 4.5 feet, 0.7 acres, land lot 492, 2267 Dixie Avenue, Fairbanks Properties Services.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Again, Joel Powell.
All right.
This is the east side of the building. The property is owned by the property owner on both sides. He owns the lot behind it that he is encroaching the 4.5 feet to.
Yeah. This request is to reduce the rear setback from 30 feet to 4.5 feet. As the applicant stated, the property to the rear is a record yard, and it is owned by the property owner that is developing this site and the property to the north. With that being said, we're supportive of the requested variance with the same stipulation that it be constructed in substantial compliance to the plan submitted.
And Mr. Powell, I forgot to ask you, are you in agreement with those stipulations, or that stipulation?
Yes,
rather?
ma'am.
Okay. All right, any questions?
I got a question, Mr. Powell.
Yes, sir.
Was any consideration made to consolidation of the lots, removing the lot lines?
It was, I believe, a time-related issue more than anything. But yeah, I mean, it was thought about, and we just thought this would be the quickest route to get the project moving. I don't know that that won't be the case in the future, that it is all consolidated into one large parcel, though.
Question for you, Rusty. If they did consolidate, does that complicate the issue with respect to multiple buildings on one lot?
Not with the adjoining property to the rear, because there's no building on that site.
Okay.
But if it was adjoined to the property to the north, then yes, you would have multiple principal buildings on one site.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? All right, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion that we approve variance request V14-029, reduction of rear setback from 30 feet to 4.5 feet, 0.7 acres, land lot 492, 2267 Dixie Avenue, Fairbanks Property Services, with the following condition: that the approval of the requested variance be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan and elevations submitted with the variance application.
Second the motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V14029, reduction of rear setback from 30 feet to 4.5 feet, 0.7 acres, land lot 492, 2267 Dixie Avenue, Fairbanks Properties Services. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V14030, reduction of side street setback, pardon me, from 33.35 feet to 25.6 feet, 0.7 acres, land lot 492, 2267 Dixie Avenue, Fairbanks Properties Services.
Should have abbreviated the name just to make it a little easier. Again, same parcel. This is the southern portion that runs along Park Drive, and we're just reducing it. It's the minimum as far as the variances we're requesting, but the closest to property that is not owned by the property owner. You guys got any questions?
Okay. No questions? Mm-hmm. All right. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue. Oh, I'm sorry, Rusty.
We're supportive of this variance request as well, with the same stipulation.
All right. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right. Seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve variance request V14030 for the reduction of side street setback from 33.35 to 25.6 at 0.7 acre land lot 492, 2267 Dixie Avenue for Fairbanks Property Services, with the following stipulation: that the approval of the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan and elevation submitted within the variance application.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V14030, reduction of side street setback from 33.35 feet to 25.6 feet, 0.7 acres, land lot 492, 2267 Dixie Avenue, Fairbanks Properties Services. All in favor, please vote. All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you guys very much for your time.
Next item is a public hearing, variance request V14025, allow 6-foot privacy fence in front yard, 0.27 acres, land lot 489, 1180 Hill Street, Jonathan and Emily Sanders. And good morning. For the record, can you state your name?
Jonathan Sanders.
Okay, all right. And can you tell us about your variance request, please?
Yes, ma'am. Because we're on a corner lot at the corner of Hill Street and Brown Street, our actual backyard is considered to be a front. So we're looking to get a 6-foot privacy fence that'll come up to 7 feet to where the road is at on the what would be considered our second front yard.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Sanders?
What's the topography between I guess this line that you've drawn on the site plan represents what, the property line?
Yes, this the line that you see all the way on the outside of that is the property line. Correct.
And then property line is how far from the back of curb?
The property line goes to the curb. It goes all the way up to the edge of the curb. That's why we gave the 7-foot little extra area so that that curb is there, which was the recommendation of our contractor that came out to do our estimate.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions for the applicant? All right. We'll have our staff speak now then.
Okay.
Joey Stobbs, Planner 1 with Community Development. Applicants requesting to increase the height allowable for a fence in a front yard from 4 feet to 6 feet at 1180 Hill Street. The majority of the fence will be along the brown circle side of the house, about 63 feet in length. The applicants proposed a decorative style fence that will be constructed, and variance board seen similar variances of this nature before and approved them, so we don't feel there should be any negative precedent set. Signage has been posted, neighbors have been notified. We haven't received any opposition to the request, so we have recommended approval of the variance with the following condition. Approval of the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan and fence details submitted with the variance application.
All right. And Mr. Sanders, do you accept the stipulation?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. All right. Any questions for the staff? All right. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right. Seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion that we approve variance request V14-025 to allow 6-foot privacy fence in the front yard, 0.27 acres, land lot 489, 1180 Hill Street. Jonathan and Emily Sanders is the applicant, with a condition that the approval of this variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan and fence details submitted with the variance application.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V14025, allow 6-foot privacy fence in front yard, 0.27 acres, land lot 489, 1180 Hill Street. Jonathan and Emily Sanders is the applicant. All in favor, please vote. All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. All right. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V14026, allow side setback reduction from 10 feet to 5 feet for the construction of an attached garage, 0.51 acres, land lot 527, 1314 Hayes Street, Patrick Winchester, and it's been requested that the item be tabled until August 27th.
Community Development has requested additional information from the applicant, and so the applicant has chosen to table table the request till the next hearing.
Okay. All right, can I entertain a motion that this item be, well, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time. All right, seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to table variance request V14-026 to the August 27, 2014 L&V board meeting.
Second.
It's been motioned that we table variance request V14026 until August 27, 2014. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V14027, allows 6-foot privacy fence in front yard, 0.25 acres, land lot 448, 2665 Parks Edge Drive. David Weekly Homes is the applicant. Is somebody from, okay, can you step to the podium, please? And for the record, can you state your name?
John Rule.
Okay, and can you tell us about this variance request?
We are building a home on that particular lot, and we would like a 6-foot fence that goes back from the sidewalk about 10 feet. In front of the community, there is a wrought iron fence. Mm-hmm. Before that fence, there's landscape trees, and in back of that fence, there's also more landscape and trees. We want to put the fence after that, so they have some privacy in their backyard.
Okay. All right. Any questions for the applicant?
What's the elevation difference in the sidewalk and the backyard?
I'm sorry. I'm Bob Poole, builder for that property. It's minimal as far as the difference.
It's relatively flat.
Yes, sir.
All right, any other questions? All right, well, this time we'll have the staff step up, please.
The applicant's requesting to allow to increase the maximum allowable height for a fence in the front yard from 4 feet to 6 feet at 2665 Parks Edge Drive. So this is lot 1 of the Parks Edge subdivision that is along Parks Edge Drive and Powder Springs. The fence will be along this Powder Springs street side. As the applicant mentioned, there's a landscape buffer along the street, the wrought iron fence, another row of trees behind the wrought iron fence, and the applicant has proposed to put a decorative style fence with lattice work behind that row of trees. We're supportive of the request. I feel like with the trees and the iron fence, it breaks up any kind of sight visibility of the just a plain fence along the road. So we are recommending approval with the following condition. Approval of the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan and fence details submitted with the variance application. We've posted signage, notified neighbors, and haven't received no opposition. So we recommend approval.
Okay. Do you accept the conditions as stated?
Certainly.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Do you anticipate maybe another variance for the lot across the street since it's on the corner?
That one has a detention pond.
We have adjacent to the street, there's a retention pond and then the model home that we have.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, this is a public hearing. If anyone else would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right. Seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion we approve variance request V14-27, allows 6-foot privacy fence in the front yard, 0.25 acres. Land lot 4482665 Parks Edge Drive, David Weekly Homes, with a condition that the variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan and fence details submitted with the variance application.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V14027, allows 6-foot privacy fence in front yard, 0.25 acres, land lot 448, 2665 Parks Edge Drive, David Weekly Homes is the applicant, pardon me. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Next item is appeal of the denial of application for a alcohol servers permit for Lindsay Burgeon. Step to the podium, please.
If you'll, as usual, we'll ask everybody who's going to speak directly into the microphone so that we pick it up clearly, if you would, please. Okay. So let's have, we'll take some testimony. So Marla, if you'll come up here, I'm going to swear both the appellant and Marla from the police department.
Okay.
So raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear the testimony you give in this matter should be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. Thank you. If you'll sit down for a second, we'll start with Marla.
This is Jeffrey Tucker, our assistant city
I'm sorry, I meant
attorney.
to introduce myself. I'm Jeffrey Tucker from the city attorney's office. Ms. Gerber, just for the record, state your name, please.
Marla Gerber.
And you work for the police department here in the city of Smyrna?
Yes, I do.
And what is it that you do there that's relevant to what the board is hearing this morning?
Issue the alcohol serving permits.
Right. And so an applicant comes in, they make the application, and then they have to agree to have a criminal background check performed by the police. Is that correct?
Correct.
And so recently, did you run a criminal background check on Lindsay Aida Bergen?
I did.
And what did that disclose when you ran it through the system?
That she had a pending felony with Cobb County Sheriff's Office.
So there's an arrest of record that has a non-disposed felony charge. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the record didn't show any disposition. Is that right?
Correct.
When was the arrest made?
April 15th of 2014.
So that's right at 4 months ago, and there's no disposition that showed. Correct.
Correct.
Okay. I don't have any more questions for Ms. Gerber. If the board has some, then we'll take them. If you'll step up. We'd like to just give you the opportunity to respond. Was anything that Ms. Gerber said incorrect?
No.
So you currently have a pending felony charge within the Cobb County judicial system. Is that correct?
Yes.
It hasn't been disposed, meaning you haven't had a court hearing, you haven't gotten a notice from the district attorney saying it's not going to be prosecuted or anything of that sort.
No.
Is there? Okay. I don't have anything more for the appellant. If the board wants to ask her something, we'll take questions now.
Ms. Berger, can you just tell us about your appeal? Why are you before us today?
Because I recently got a job at Kroger and as a cashier, and to be cashier, sometimes I would have to ring up beer and wine and things like that. But I'm asking that because I've never been in any other type of trouble before in any way, and with the case still being pending, I asked that it would be limited to just beer and wine instead of, like, I don't need a pouring license or anything like that. I would really like it if it was just limited to beer and wine so I could continue to work.
Do you know of a date when they're gonna hear your case?
No, I haven't gotten anything.
Okay. And when did this happen?
April 15th. April 15th of this year.
Okay. And I mean, what have you learned since this happened?
That my actions definitely have consequences, and some things that I do will follow me forever, basically, and that I really need to choose my actions very wisely so I don't get in any more trouble ever.
Okay. Any questions?
Well, I mean, I can certainly, understand, the difficulty that you're in, and I appreciate what you just said. The realization that that your actions do have consequences, and that your intent is to never get into trouble again. And I certainly wish you luck and hope that happens. And this board certainly would never want to continue any hardship for you with your employment or anything like that. But I just ask that you understand that we have rules that we have to follow as a board, and basically the law, in essence, here in the city of Smyrna prohibits anybody that's had a felony within a certain period of time to have this type of privilege license, and it's titled a privilege license because it is just that. Assuming that what you said, this is the first time you've ever been in trouble. I'm not an attorney, but I'm assuming that you'll have the ability to have some type of first offender status, and typically in some period of time when that happens, you can work out some type of process and then essentially erase this bad thing from happening. And I certainly hope that is an option for you. And I would encourage you in the future, if that were to be the case and this is expunged or otherwise gone, that you would continue and try again. I'm going to make a motion in just a minute before this is done, and I'm going to make a motion to deny the appeal. And you will be explained additional appeal rights that you do have.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? You got any other statement?
I'll just state that the code section 6-51 states if there's an unadjudicated pending felony, that the appeal is postponed and not denied. Now, the board has the discretion to deny it if they want, but the specific language of the ordinance says that it should be postponed.
Okay.
Thank you for that clarification.
Postponed on pending adjudication.
And what section was that again?
It's 6-51 of the City Code of Ordinances.
All right.
Okay, so Lindsay, just to clarify what I just said, and the council's correct, that is the way that it reads, and I apologize for any confusion. So if we voted to postpone, and basically what that means is we're not denying your appeal, we're not approving your appeal, we're postponing it until you have some type of final action on your charges, and those are adjudicated.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But just so the applicant understands this, the postponement of the appeal means that as of now, the license is not issued.
Correct.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion to postpone, pending adjudication of charges, the appeal of the denial of application for alcohol service permit for Lindsey Bergen, 2014-236.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we postpone the pending adjudication case for Lindsay Bergen concerning appeal for alcohol servers permit. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Lindsay, you do have the right to appeal this board's decision to the mayor and council. You can get in touch with our deputy city clerk, Lisa Moore, and she can give you more information, but you can appeal. You have 10 business days to notify them that you would like to appeal to the mayor and council.
Okay.
And the mayor and council meets on the first and third Mondays of each month here in this particular room.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item is appeal of the denial of application for an alcohol servers permit for Universe Winston.
All right, so it's Ms. Winston here? Yes. All right, if you'll step up. Ms. Gerber's already sworn, so she's still sworn. If you'll raise your right hand, please. Your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you'll give in this matter should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, if you'll sit down for a minute, please. Ms. Gerber, if you'll step back up. You're already on record this morning as stating what you do over there at the police department. Did you recently receive an application similar to the one that we just heard for Universe Winston?
Yes, I did.
And did you run the standard criminal background check on Ms. Winston?
Yes, I did.
And what did it disclose?
That she also...
Step up and speak right in there.
That there was a pending felony charge in Cobb County with the date of arrest of 2/16/14.
And the record as you ran it did not show any disposition of the case. Is that correct?
No, it did not.
Okay, so I don't have any more questions for Ms. Gerber.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Winston, if you'll step up. Just as before, was anything that Ms. Gerber just stated incorrect?
No, sir.
Okay, and so you do have a pending felony charge here in Cobb County, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I do.
On the application, you or someone else has written court date August 7, 2014. Did you have a court date last week?
Yes, I did go to court, and I'm going to court back again somewhere in September. I have to call my lawyer. She offered me to go to diversion program so that it wouldn't be on my record. When I go back to court, I am going to take that, but I had that option, and I'm waiting to go back to court for it.
Okay, but I'll just say I would strongly recommend you enter the diversion program if that's offered to you by the district attorney. But as of today, the charge that you have from back in February has not been adjudicated by the courts, has not been finalized by them as of today. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't have any more questions.
All right.
But, step here, and they may have some.
I mean, just like the previous applicant, I mean, can you tell us what you learned as a result of this process?
I've learned to not make mistakes again. I know I was wrong. It wasn't anything that I could really do but fix my problem and live and learn from it, and just to do better in life. And basically, it was just a lesson learned for me to not mess up again, because it can affect me, and I know that I have consequences to serve for it.
And where are you currently working?
I'm currently employed at Ruby Tuesdays on South Cobb Drive.
Okay, and then what's your role or responsibilities there?
I'm a hostess. I do not touch or serve alcohol. It was by the manager's request that I have one, but I'm not around it. I don't touch it, and I don't serve it to the customers. My duty is to seat the customers, let the customers know the server's name, and that's pretty much it that I do, and do my side work of cleaning up. And that's about it, ma'am.
Okay.
So just so that the board understands, so based on what you just said, you can, although your manager requested that you get the server permit, you can continue doing the job that you currently do now without it. Is that correct? I mean, you're working now without one.
Yes.
And you can keep doing what you're doing now without it.
Yes, he gave me, the day that I had got denied, the next day I went to work, I let him know that I was denied for it due to me having a pending felony in Cobb County. He told me that he will give me a week prior to it for me to have my liquor license. I told him I had an appeal for Wednesday the 13th at 10 o'clock, and he told me that, okay, you have a week from now to get it, and pretty much that's it that he told me, but it's really at his request. I would really greatly appreciate it if I would be approved for it. I understand if I'm not, but it's just at his request that I have it, and that's my only income. That's the only job that I have right now, and I really cannot lose it due to me having responsibilities and stuff that I need to pay.
Any other questions for the applicant?
But Ms. Winston, you know, this in essence is exactly the same as the one that we all just heard. It's the same situation. You have a pending charge. There's no adjudication of charges. Therefore, really, our only option is to do the exact same thing that we just did, would be to postpone pending, you know, some type of final disposition or adjudication of charges.
Okay.
Well, at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion that we postpone pending adjudication the appeal of denial of application for alcohol service permit for Universe Winston.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we postpone until pending adjudication regarding the denial of alcohol application for Universe Winston. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Just like I said to the previous applicant, you do have 10 business days to appeal this board's decision to the mayor and council. You can notify our deputy city clerk, Lisa Moore, right here. If you would like to appeal, the mayor and council meets on the first and third Mondays at 7:30 here in this particular room.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to do that.
All right.
Yeah, if you'll hang on a minute till the meeting is over, then we'll tell you how to do it. It needs to be in writing, but it can be very simple. It can just say you want to appeal it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Next item is approval of the July 23rd, 2014 License and Variance Board meeting minutes.
Motion to approve July 23rd, 2014 LV Board meeting minutes.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve the July 23rd, 2014 License and Variance Board meeting minutes. All in favor, please vote. All right. Motion passes unanimously, and I would like to declare this meeting adjourned at 10:42 a.m. Thank you.